guys, Soulsborne Action. The title of today's Just Chatting Jabroni Boys podcast is Mike and Andy rank the Dark Souls bosses. And so I thought, you know what? I just finished Dark Souls 3. You've played 3. Let's rank Dark Souls 3 bosses. So I have a big tier maker list. I have all the bosses. We'll look up playthroughs.
What's the criteria?
I mean, we'll make up the criteria when we get there.
I like it.
Yeah, what we like the most, hardest fights, whatever you think. But we'll get to that at the end. So I thought, you know, let's keep up the Souls talk and have some fun. Did you play any more 2XKO?
No. I'm up to my nose in embargo
you're on the limit.
games.
Yeah,
I have 4 games I'm currently playing for embargo.
4 games.
So anytime that I wasn't streaming Bloodborne, I was likely playing a lot of these other games.
Yeah, you had a big weekend.
Yeah. Like, let's talk about you. You got into Armored Core 6 for what I would call like the first real try.
Yeah, I mean, I beat the boss, so now I'm in officially area I've never seen before, which is good.
Yeah.
You know, shout out to Kotsloth in the chat. It's this awkward moment, Andy, as like, you know, as you're playing through all these Souls games, you know there's a moment where it's like, oh, snap, what's next? Where do I want to go? Do I go to Demon Souls? Do I go play Armored Core? Do I play Bloodborne, like you're saying, right? Because I've now finished Elden Ring with you. We did, of course, Dark Souls 1 through 3. We've done Sekiro. So now I'm kind of like, my choices are limited here. And I was like, well, I never really got through Armored Core. What if I did that? And shout out to Kotsloth in the chat who, like, you know, they guide me. They play for me. And so I'm feeling pretty good. Yeah, you use me as a tool. Use me.
You are the weapon. Yeah, you are a tool.
I knew that would make you laugh.
We'll talk more about that.
We'll talk about that on Thursday. You can touch me. We'll tell you about that on Thursday.
Oh, God.
It's crazy. What a crazy story, bro. What a crazy story.
You will learn all about that.
And so I was like, what do I do? And so I went to Armored Core, and sure enough, I was frustrated at the beginning. Because moving in that 3D world that is Armored Core with the mechs is a lot to comprehend.
It's a different language.
It's a totally different language. And
it's like you learned Spanish really well and you went to Mexico and then you were like, oh shoot, I'm going to a different neighboring country that uses Spanish in a different way, and like it's not one for one.
Yes.
It's not one for one. There's some differences here and there. Maybe this phrase means something else, and it's like, oh shit.
It felt when I learned about Portuguese for the first time, and it was like, so you speak Spanish, and they're like, it's like that, but it's not. And like, we share similarities, but it's totally different. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
My brain can't comprehend that. I'm sorry. And so yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I did beat.
Exactly, Joe Jip says when Spanish uses vosotros. I'll remember the first time using vosotros in class, being like, what the hell is vosotros?
Yes.
We say nosotros. Nosotros estamos jugando los juegos de Dark Souls, you know. Anyway, so talk about
it. So yeah, I mean, I beat Balthazar.
Right.
What's his name?
Balteus.
And it felt good.
Getting the sulfur.
It felt really good. I got the sulfur freak out.
Okay, hold on. What did you... Because you rated me.
Yeah, we wanted to watch you stream Bloodborne.
No, we wanted you to beat
Well,
Balteus.
I skipped the whole baby shower to watch you play Bloodborne. So we wanted to watch you play Bloodborne, okay? So like, I'm fully committed to this playthrough, as Eric D. Cooper is. Currently, I'm part of the community right now. We're all watching you. So I rated you, but I still stayed live on stream, because you can do that. And so I only had a couple more fights. It was probably like 6 more tries, and then I beat the guy, and then we just watched you. But I beat his ass.
Okay.
It felt good. That was a tough fight.
You didn't do this, so you didn't do this off. Okay, I see.
It was on stream. It wasn't on stream.
Because I've done that before. I've had the rage quits where I'm so mad. It's like, fuck this. We're ending the stream.
Yeah.
And then I sit there for a while and go, what if I gave it a couple extra tries? And then you end up beating.
Yeah, no, I knew I'd still be live, but I wanted to make sure that people could watch you play Bloodborne. So we all went to your chat, but then the people, if they wanted to stick around, they could see me. But like, I knew I was going to beat that guy. That was my goal for the day, was to get up to where I was. And like I was saying, at the beginning, there was this learning curve that like my brain couldn't handle it, of flying, but also being on the ground skating, and now don't ever walk because walking sucks.
Oh, I saw the frustration.
You saw me build the first 2 levels. I was like, I don't want to play this anymore. I was going to quit.
I think everybody who knows Mike and who has watched Mike enough didn't need to talk to each other, but all thought the same thing of like, he's gonna quit on this.
Yeah,
And there's not much like, as soon as JD jokingly typed in the chat, all right, he's about to send the raid to Andy, we all felt it in the moment of like, this is too hard and he's not enjoying it enough.
No, and then
it was like a combination of both things. The menus.
Menus fucking burnt me out. You know? There's so many fucking menus, right? And it's like, then of course they hit you with, well, customize your mech, and you knew me. I was smiling going, fucking hell, I want to customize this shitty ass mech. Like, fuck the mech.
It just hurt. I mean, you found a way to have fun with it, but again, I keep on thinking of when you weren't making content, you weren't on camera in this moment. This was not a Mike trying to be funny and frustrating to Andy for the sake of like making people laugh. This was you and Cardi sitting down on the couch having a personal conversation, me on my computer overhearing this conversation, and you leaning back and be like, yeah, I'm not a menus guy. I'm not a menus guy. And overhearing that, I was like, what does that mean?
And then you saw it.
It's like, I know you've always felt that way, but to just say I'm not a menus guy, it's like saying I'm not a running and jump guy in a game. You know what I mean? Like, it's a ubiquitous thing to have menus required to, you know.
And so there I was, frustrated. Then I got over the hump by about mission 4 to 5. I started figuring it out. And then I felt Valteus, and I was like, oh, I remember when I first played this, I was reading every guide. I was going back and redoing missions to buy different guns. And it was like, use the energy gun to beat down a shield a little bit better. But like, the energy gun's just an SMG. So it's this weird, like, close to mid-range.
Real close range.
And then on the other one, it's like, I had a rifle back then. This time, I was following my Kotsloth user manual, which I truly appreciate, but we're going double shotguns on this build. And so at that time, I couldn't buy the second shotgun, so I had one shotgun and a sword, which meant I was gonna be real up close and personal with this. And I was getting closer, but then I would fail, then I'd get closer, and I was just getting frustrated to the point where it's like, it was that feeling of frustration where you knew you were going to get over the hump eventually, and I was going to break through that wall, and that's where I was at. It's like the clock was against me. Mike's got to go see Borderlands with Nick and Tim in like 2 hours. Andy's streaming Bloodborne. I want to watch that. I got to fucking beat this boss, and then I fucking punch that guy in the face.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that felt good. I'm liking the story so far. It's very cool. The sulfur, the robot world, being called as a mercenary, but you don't know who's who. Maybe I'm hurting the planet by killing these people. Maybe I'm good. I don't know what I'm doing. It's very freaky deaky stuff right now.
It's awesome.
Are these mechs? Do these mechs have people in it? Am I even inside the mech? Because they had me up in like, you know, I was in the Austin Powers like frozen pool thing. You know what I mean? It was a weird thing going on.
No, I mean I'm
excited to learn more.
Yeah, you're piloting it. You're a pilot.
Oh, he's in.
Yeah,
I'm inside the suit. Oh, that's so sick. That's so sick.
It's cool.
So
it's a really cool story.
Good weekend with that. Oh, you missed me drawing up the maps. You saw the maps, but you know I had to show Nick how to play Call of Duty again.
Again.
But like,
did he take like 5 years off?
We're talking sight lines and we're talking positioning. It's like when you play sports, you know, and coach brings you into the huddle and says, "This is the play I want you to run on the inbounds, Andy." Right? Like Mike's gonna inbound the ball. Big Roger's gonna set you the screen. You're gonna come off the screen on a roll. I want you to be at the top of the key. He's gonna hit you and you shoot, right? And so I was like, Nick, I need you to stand in the window and here's the 7 sight lines I need you to look at.
He is who he is.
I need you to give me a telestrator.
I need you to understand that there's an old dog who cannot learn many more tricks.
And I'm trying to shove something.
And you gotta understand the limits of what you're trying to get this old dog to do. Like,
I'm gonna get him there, bro. I'm gonna get him there.
I don't know if you are.
And so that was my weekend. It was tough, but it was fun. If I get him to Diamond, that's gonna be a huge accomplishment for me and Chris. And the world and the community.
If you and Chris get him to Diamond, that like you deserve some sort of big reward.
That should be celebrated.
That is like taking a really, really like low-ranked team and deep into the playoffs.
I'm LeBron with the Cleveland Cavaliers the first.
You are the Steph Curry Davidson team, you know. You really are LeBron with Boobie Gibson.
Exactly. That's what I'm doing right now. It's just a 2-man
Anderson Varejao. Big Z.
He's out there, bro.
Yeah.
Galskis.
Yeah.
Andy, let's talk about some sports because the Olympics have wrapped up.
Yeah.
I bought my dope. Now, you know, I bought this at Outside Lands.
Yeah.
$120.
Holy fuck.
But it's vintage. It's from 1996. I wish the USA was up here. I don't love it. I don't love it. Let's just say that. Why did you spend this much money on it? She was like, you can look at it in the mirror. And I didn't even look at the mirror. I just handed her the card. She said, swipe the card.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I looked at it in the mirror. And I swiped it. I was like, yeah.
$120.
No, windbreaker though.
But I got a lot of feedback on it, but I love it.
Don't love it. Don't love it at this time, right?
Don't love it. I have a lot of issues, a lot of things I would change about it.
A lot of thoughts.
But it's vintage and it's $120.
Yeah.
Now tell me this, Mike. If that jacket was $29.99,
Yeah.
would you still buy it?
Only if I could have it in my hands right now.
Okay.
Like, I think the purchasing thing for me is having it now.
Instant gratification.
Yeah, I don't like buying things online and then waiting for weeks for it to come or
You
days.
do that all the time. What the fuck?
I have an order out right now. I don't even know where it's at. You know what I mean? Like, when will it show up? Who fucking knows?
You bought your Wolverine thing sweater online.
Yeah, that was that I needed that. needed that.
There is no rhyme or reason. There is no rhythm to this.
It's home Olympics out, Andy, and the Olympics have ended. It's Monday, the day after the. Doesn't use that much.
ShipStation takes the hassle out of shipping.
It increased our efficiency incredibly. ShipStation.
Commercials.
That second phase turns into that snake goop. Scared the shit out of me. Yeah, I was very scared about this dude.
Okay. He's got long range, a big whip with that spear. He'll catch you somewhere.
Yeah.
What do you think about him?
I really like him. If I'm thinking of where I think he needs to be,
Yeah.
I would probably give him like a. I'd probably put him in like C or B.
Chat, you got to help
The
us out.
lower
Where
end
you
of
putting
B,
him?
I would say.
So a low B, a high C is where you
Yeah, because I love the look of him. I love that he's not overly difficult.
Yeah. He gets very scary when he goes goop snake monster.
Yeah.
Like, it's definitely it's an interesting
It's a shock to the system.
Yeah. Where you're like, oh, I'm fighting this giant, tall monster guy. Like, we've been there, done that with these dudes. And then, like, all of a sudden he gets the goop and you're like, oh, is that what they're doing in Dark Souls 3? It's something weird like that. Okay.
Yeah. Let me read you more of the lore of this guy.
Yeah.
And I think second, we maybe go for his second form. I know we're gonna immediately kind of go out of order here.
Yeah, we're going. Oh, you want to just immediately go out of order?
I think we want to go to the champion version of him.
Oh,
The second time we see it.
Really?
Because it's all sort of connected.
Okay, let's talk about it. Then.
This is straight from the fandom website.
Yeah.
Gundyr was an ancient king of Lothric and was charged with the duty of becoming a champion and link the first flame, demonstrating how the power of the rulers of the kingdom obtained from the fact that the flame was in their region and also led them to have to shoulder the responsibility of extending its life. Champion Gundyr received an iron halberd with the power to break poise and to never crumble, and was sent to the Firelink Shrine to do his duty. However, someone had different plans for him, and the king himself found restrained by a chain that blocked him in the path, leading him to fall into an abyss and get lost in the folds of time. Gundyr found himself in a moment of time when the Firelink Shrine had no fire and ended up arriving late for the celebrations that awaited his fate. So this is like all after the fact. This is like when you see him the second time.
Oh man, when he's in the actual Firelink Shrine, and it's all pitch black and scary. Yeah.
And this is like Champion Gundyr, little Gunner right here. I think he's an A rank. The champion version, I think, is an A rank.
How come?
I love the fighting style. I love the setting. I love this sort of. I love that it's like a reprise.
Okay.
Like you hear a song in the musical that you're watching on stage, and then that song kind of comes back around near the end. You're like, oh shit, this is it's like kind of more hype this time around.
Yeah.
I think it's such a cool evolution to that.
But there's no black goo.
There's no black goo, but his fighting style also just reminds me of fighting like Horalu in Elden Ring, and I just love that this is kind of like the template for that. For having this, he fights like Zangief. He reminds me of like a Street Fighter character, big brawler. The melee felt like there was like a lot of like elbow drops and like the elbow. I don't know. I just love the vibe of him. I thought he was cool as shit.
Okay, so you're gonna go with the first one,
And also, like, I first tried him, so it just felt even cooler.
Low B, but you're putting the champion at A.
I think champion at A.
Chat, we'll give you a couple moments.
I love the fighting style.
With him? Do you agree with Andy so far with this one? This is our official kind of funny rankings in Dark Souls 3 bosses.
I'm seeing agree. I mean, maybe we should also get a little like.
Put a little poll up. You got a little.
Yeah,
poll?
I don't know how to do. I don't think I'm locked in. I don't think I'm logged in over here.
Okay.
Let me see.
I got it.
He's the real version of the fight, not the tutorial version. I just love the fighting style. Is what I love the most about it. Hey, Distance, thanks for the raid. Iudex is a C, says No Way Josue. I could see Iudex being a high C, low B. And that's like, and that sounds more negative. I don't know. What do you think?
I think he's a C. I think he's basic. I think he's fine.
The first guy.
Yeah, the first guy. You know, the black goo is scary, and the black goo is tough. So, you know what? He's a B. He's a B. The champion version of him, it's interesting. You go A. I would put them both at B. I just level out at B.
Interesting.
People are agreeing with you with an A. So we're gonna go champion A. We're gonna put first form B. How's that sound to you?
This is just Dark Souls 3, Seb. I'm great with that.
Okay.
I'm great with that.
Let's go to our next one. Oh man, dude, the big guy, dude. This is
Yorm? Who is
no.
Vort.
Vort.
I fucking love Vort. Can I just say I love
On all
Vort?
fours, scurrying around, big booty.
I freaking love Vort. And I know that he's not like the most challenging boss.
Yeah.
I love Vort. I think he's got a cool fighting style.
I like the ice.
Love all the ice.
Like the freezing.
Drops a cool weapon.
Okay.
Drops that sick ass kind of mace looking thing. What's that sucker called? What's this thing? Oh no. Oh, he doesn't drop it. He drops his soul, but then you could use that soul to get that weapon. Vort's Great Hammer. And it's an ice mace. It's super cool. That's one that chat was telling me to use, and I ended up not using it. I just stayed with my little tiny sword. I'm kind of with you, Chad. I think Vort
got a cutscene.
He has a cutscene.
Comes out of just the mist, kind of just the
like. I think he's a.
Thicker, fuller hair starts with Hims. Discover sprays, chews, and serums made with clinically proven ingredients to stop hair loss, regrow hair, or do both. At Hims.com, answer a few questions online and regrow your hair in 3 to 6 months. Join millions of satisfied Hims customers and get your confidence back. Regrow your hair with doctor-trusted treatments. Get started today at Hims.com.
Discover the all-new Palmetto 57 Volkswagen Service Department, built from the ground up to exceed your expectations. The largest Volkswagen service department in all of South Florida, with over 34 service bays, quality certified technicians and service advisors, and a state-of-the-art customer service area to give you a world-class experience. Discover what real service feels like at the all-new Palmetto 57 Volkswagen Service Department. Open 7 days a week to serve you. Palmetto57Volkswagen.com.
Is maybe a C.
Let's see some of his moves, because he's got like the roll. He's got the freak out. He gets at you. He's got some good closing the gap speed here. Big hammers, so you got to get underneath him on. Big swing that will punish you.
I just love the look of him. I think he's got a great visual aesthetic.
Yeah, I like that he's on all fours. He's very different, is right. He's like half man, half beast.
Yeah, half man, half amazing, Vince Carter.
Oh man, shout out to the
VC.
Oh, it's right. He's an interesting one. He's kind of basic, but he's a good second. And then like, when he goes ice, he freaks out. He's got the ice blast. This guy's just working him.
I think he is kind of like I agree with you. I think he is kind of basic, but All of this sounds like more negative than it really is.
Yeah.
Like, I like him a lot, but I like him as a C rank.
Oh, look at my score.
A C rank.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. I like a C rank. I can agree with you on the C rank. I like that.
If I got voted against and it went B,
I was gonna go with a basic B, but I think he's a C. He's just basic.
are you guys grading soundtrack? I don't remember a whole lot of the soundtracks.
We can play the soundtracks.
Play it.
Play it 1 sec.
That'll affect it. That'll be one thing that kind of goes into.
Let me get my sauce. 1 sec.
He's getting into the sauce right now, Chet.
Let me get it for you.
I'm looking for more Vort lore. Vort. Because I'm seeing just a lot of strats on him.
Can you hear this?
Oh yeah.
This is for.
Okay.
Let me give you.
This is good. Vort fucking rules. Like, you know what I mean?
He might be a B. And he's got those big ass doors.
Dorts.
The dorts.
Lou Vort is what I was calling him. I remember that.
Soundtrack does make a difference.
It's doing a lot for me right
It's
now.
doing a lot. And, I mean, if we're putting Gundar at a B, he's a B.
He's winning me back to be a B.
Yeah.
I got to get logged in here because I really want to do a, like, if chat was the tiebreaker for us.
You got to log in.
Yeah.
You want me to give you the info here?
No, hold on. Let me see. Oh, you know what? I am logged in here. But
You logged in?
I think I'm going to have to not do... I'm going to have to ignore YouTube, and I'm so sorry, YouTube chat, because it's just a lot of polls to have to worry about.
Too many polls.
So we're gonna be doing the polls on Twitch.
All right, polls will be on Twitch too.
And I mostly because I know how to do that.
I'm putting him up to a B, but we can let chat decide as well. Put up the poll.
I run this game like
Andy's in charge of
PC.
polls. I'm in charge of your videos, your sound, and your rankings here.
That song really kicked ass.
Song was good. Song was very good. Give him 1 minute. Everybody gets a minute. We're not dilly-dallying, chat. Put your votes
what's
in.
Vort gonna be?
Put your votes in. Put your votes in. He's like a BC area.
I think so
He's
too.
a BC window. He's not great, but he's not bad, but he's not special. You only remember him because he's the second boss and he's running around on all fours whacking you with
If
a
he
mace.
ended up being a high C, I'd be totally fine with it.
I see. Okay. Let's see what the
Because
chat
I just
says.
love the look of it, and again, getting a cutscene is really cool.
Yeah, but it's such a basic cutscene. It's not an interesting cutscene. He just appears out of blue mist.
You're not wrong.
You know
You're
what
not
I mean?
wrong about that.
We gotta also judge the cutscene for what it's worth. It's not a crazy cutscene here. He just kind of shows up out of the mist.
What the hell happened?
Let me open up the fandom website for the Dark Souls 3 bosses because I liked having the lore for.
I like when you read the lore of Gunda.
Ludex.
Ludex. Really thought I fucking had that one.
Like, why would they lowercase the L there?
Phantom's on some bullshit, bro.
He's a distant descendant of the ancient gods, is Vort.
Okay.
And as such, he was among the Irithilians.
Hmm.
Because I had the sword of Irithil. They're hybrids between the race of gods of Anor Londo and humans who inhabit the Irithil of the Boreal Valley, the city built for them on the ruins of Anor Londo. After Sullivan, remember Sullivan can't go left. After Sullivan imprisoned Dark Sun Gwendolyn, proclaimed himself pontiff, and assumed control of the city, he was ordered to serve under the tyrant as a Boreal Outrider Knight. That was the equivalent to being exiled. So they were like, get the fuck out of here, dog. You're getting exiled out of here.
See ya.
That's why you
Hey, Rock.
find him in a weird spot.
Yeah, we're gonna go
That's
get
why
to
he's
it.
not Vort. That's why Vort.
There we go.
Vort isn't in Irithil. the ice place.
Yeah, Vort's been cast out.
Yeah, he's been cast out.
Cast out.
Pretty sick. After Prince. Lothric refused to link the first flame, and his kingdom fell to ruin due to various internal problems. Vort was thus sent to Lothric together with the division of the Boreal Outrider. Knights, and with the orders to watch the line.
Please send a waiver.
To guard the main gate inside the city, like the other Outrider Knights, he would end up transformed into a frenzied beast by the rings of Pontiff, causing his armor to be fused with his hide. Damn, his armor got fused into his skin.
Damn, that's wild, bro. That's
so. It looks like
he's got a great lore.
It looks like the poll is B for Vort.
B for Vort.
B for Vort.
Well, guess what? We're gonna use that B.
And we'll be using the you know, it'll only be if me and Mike are kind of like really.
But we want to hear from chat. We want to hear from
yeah.
We want to hear from you. Let's go to our next one, man. The Undead Settlement. Curse Rotted Greatwood.
Curse Rotted Greatwood. I don't love this one.
What an interesting one.
Hitting the balls, the puss balls.
This falls into when we talked about it, you and I, of these interesting gimmicky fights that Dark Souls 3 seems to have. Like, there's a lot of these. And hitting the puss balls in his sack area and in the gooch and in the butt, not my favorite.
Here's how I know. Here's a great indication of whether I think this is a good boss or not. When you die, you're not like, I'm excited to get back into this one.
This one you're not excited to go back to.
When you die in a boss, or when you die in a boss and you're dreading doing it again, that's how I know you haven't really made a great boss.
You want that thrill of, I can beat this.
I just wanted to, like, it was mainly me just wanting to end it. Recently, when I was doing my Bloodborne playthrough, and I was fighting the Witches of Hemwick.
Yeah.
And I felt like I was gonna die, and once I beat it, I was like, thank God I didn't want to do that again.
Yeah.
Because it's more laborious. It just feels like a chore, you know? And I would put this dude at a D.
Let me give some positives to this guy.
Okay.
You ready for some positives?
Let me hear.
The run up to him with the jabroni firing giant arrows at you and your enemies, pretty cool. Pretty fun.
But not necessarily part of it.
I get it.
Because you could just skip that.
Yeah, you don't have to. I'm just saying, like, these are some of the things that stood out to me, right? I like the run up of getting shot up by the giant arrows, and I like